and if we don't need some edges, we can hit the W key to remove it. Hitting D to bring this piece to the UV view, and holding F to unfold it. And now in the 3D view, we can copy the UVs. Just hit copy and select the first edge of the plank with just UV it, and select the same edges on all the other planks that are the same. So I'm selecting the same edges, just left mouse click and hitting space. And when you go to the UV view, you can see all of those planks now have the same UV and the same UVs. Now this thing, I'm going to cut it in half. Just cut it right beside there. Sometimes you really have to think how you cut something. So bring that to the UV view, and now just holding F to flatten it. Maybe a bit more, and I'm just holding space and left click to rotate it. Now let's go to that view again. Let's cut this piece. So let's select this bottom part and those edges on the sides. Let's make sure that those are not selected. Just hit the W key. We don't need those, and just hit enter. Hit D and just go to the UV. Hold F. Also need to cut this edge. Again hit C to cut it, and then F to flatten it. You can see now this is perfectly flattened. Oh, and again we can arrange it a little bit better, so it's more like a square. So let's bring those here. That's better. So let's save it. The same name, just instead of export, let's write it import and save it. So let's load the left window blind, and let's do the exactly same thing. Bring the first plank out, cut it, select the unnecessary edges, hit enter, then D to bring it to the UV view, hold F to flatten it, position it correctly, and in the 3D view we can copy the UVs, click copy UVs, select the first edge and then the same edges on all the other planks. And hit enter to apply. Hit space to apply. Now in the UV view we can see that all they have the same UVs. Here we can first cut this overhang that's covering the right window blind. Just going to cut it first. Hit enter, bring to the side, cut it on the bottom and just flatten it in the UV view. So let's continue with this one. Let's do the exactly same thing as the previous one. Separate this in half probably it would be better if we do it from the top edges to cut it. So let's hit D to place this part in the UV editor, and let's cut this as the previous one. Select those two edges, the other one is already cut, and now we can flatten all those parts. Hold F. So the red parts mean that the mesh is too squashed, and if you see a blue face, that means the mesh there is too stretched, and the green ones means that the mesh is at the optimum area, in contrast to the faces, the proportions in the 3D view. So I'm going to cut it in the middle, so I have some strange faces there. It's much better that way. I'm going to unfold this part. And just position it as the previous one. Again, make sure to follow some, to make sure that they fall in kind of a square, so later we can just scale it down and have the best position. So I'm exporting this one again and going back to Maya. So now I can import those. So importing the left one and importing the right one, and go to window outline just to delete the previous ones. Now we have those two that we've imported. Let's rename them. This will be window blind left 01 and this window blind right 01. Now I can center, we can center the pivots and place them as they were before on the previous meshes. Now let's combine all of the windows and center their pivots. So combine them and rename them appropriately. So this will be Windows blind left 02. Combine this window, center the pivot if you want to delete the history. And now if we go to the UV texture editor, we can select first the imported one and then go to mesh transfer attributes, and you can transfer the UVs as with the stairs and the benches to all of the left window blinds. I'm going to do the same thing with the right ones. I'm going to combine all of them. Just select the main portion of the window blind and hit up to select the whole group, and then hit combine and center pivot and just rename it. Now again we can transfer the attributes from the imported one. So first select the imported one, then the other ones, and go to transfer attributes option box.